My wife wanted to bring her male assistant on our vacation. The reason? Work couldn't wait. That ridiculous vacation was the moment I first told her I wanted a divorce. Noah, what kind of joke is this? Are you serious? A divorce? I nodded. Yes, a divorce. We don't have to live like this, so exhausted by it all. Let's just end it here. The reason? Anna's eyebrows shot up. You better explain yourself clearly. I leaned against the window of our hotel room. Outside, the turquoise water of the Maldives stretched to the horizon. We were supposed to be here celebrating our 5th wedding anniversary, a romantic getaway I'd spent half a year planning. Now, the brilliant blue just seemed nauseatingly bright. You'll know the reason soon enough, I said. Just then, the doorbell rang. Anna turned, and her male assistant appeared at the door. Anna, the 10 o'clock conference call is about to start. Leo's voice was a deliberately low, cloying murmur. As his eyes swept over me, a fleeting, triumphant smirk crossed his lips. I remained calm. Anna, we've been on vacation for 2 days, and you've had more than a dozen conference calls with your male assistant. Day and night, you two spend more time together than I do with you. Do you really think this marriage is worth saving? Anna frowned. What's wrong with that? You know how important this MA deal is to me. The MA deal. I took a step forward, looking directly into her eyes. For our 5th anniversary trip, you brought 3 suitcases. 2 of them are filled with documents. You didn't pack a single shirt for me, not even your own swimsuit, but you managed to pack 3 different suits for Leo. Can you explain that? Anna was speechless. Leo smoothly interjected, his face plastered with that sickeningly humble smile. Mr. Miller, it's all my fault. I didn't schedule the meetings properly, and it's impacted your trip with Anna. He bowed his head slightly, his bangs falling over his forehead, making him look innocent and wronged. Anna has been under so much pressure lately. She forgets things easily. Please don't blame her. I watched his performance, noticing how his fingers unconsciously, yet deliberately, brushed against Anna's wrist as he spoke. Anna didn't pull away. Leo, my face hardened. I'm speaking with my wife. It's not your place to interrupt. Leo immediately took half a step back. I'm sorry, Mr. Miller. I was wrong. He looked at Anna, his eyes like a puppy caught in the rain, utterly pathetic. Anna, I'll go prepare the meeting materials then. I won't disturb you too. Wait. Anna grabbed his arm. She turned to me, her eyes filled with that familiar stubbornness. Noah, stop being unreasonable. You know my work is demanding. Demanding enough to share a hotel room with your assistant to discuss work until 2 in the morning? I retorted, pulling out my phone and opening the photo gallery. Demanding enough that he gets to call you Anna, while I, your husband, have to book an appointment just to have dinner with you. The color drained from Leo's face for a second before he quickly put his innocent mask back on. Mr. Miller, you've misunderstood. Yesterday, it was just because there were too many documents. Shut up. I cut him off without a second thought. Anna's brow furrowed. Noah, how can you talk to Leo like that? He's my most capable assistant. I let out a cold laugh. Since he's so brilliant, tell me, what major contributions has he made to the company? How many big deals has he closed? Anna was at a loss for words. Leo lowered his head, feigning self-reproach. Mr. Miller is right. I certainly have many shortcomings and haven't been able to share more of Anna's burden. Seeing this, Anna immediately patted his shoulder with concern, then glared at me. Noah, that's enough. Leo has been working day and night on this MA deal. Can't you see his dedication? What right do you have to question him? Day and night. I scoffed. Yes, he's so dedicated he has to stick to you day and night, even during my wedding anniversary trip. He's really working hard. Anna's face flushed a deep red. She raised her voice. Can you stop with the sarcasm? Leo is my assistant. His job is to assist me. What's the problem with that? Do you expect me to drop all my work because of your unreasonable tantrum? My unreasonable tantrum? I repeated her words, a wave of absurdity and bitter humor washing over me. I pointed at Leo. You two were in a room together until the early hours of the morning while your husband, slept alone. He brazenly touches your hand right in front of me, and you can't even be bothered to flinch. Ever since he joined the company, no matter what happens, If he opens his mouth, it's automatically my fault. I can't even question it. And all of that, in your eyes, is just me being unreasonable. Leo quickly interjected, Mr. Miller, you've really misunderstood. I only have the utmost respect for Anna. Absolutely no other intentions. No other intentions, I sneered. Even a dog wouldn't believe that. Anna, as if ignited, moved to shield Leo behind her. Noah, that's enough. Leo is my employee and my friend. I will not allow you to insult him like this. I stared into her eyes, searching for a hint of guilt or hesitation, but found only stubbornness and anger. I suddenly felt tired, so tired. I couldn't be bothered to listen to any more of this nonsense and turned to leave. Noah, Anna called after me, a trace of panic in her voice. Where are you going? I didn't look back. That evening, I was smoking on the terrace when Anna returned. Noah, her voice was much softer than before, laced with a deliberate attempt to please. There are mosquitoes out here. Come inside. I didn't move, just stared at the black expanse of the sea. She sighed, walked over, and reached for the cigarette in my hand. I shifted slightly to avoid her touch, and her slender fingers paused awkwardly in the air for a few seconds. Don't be like this, she said softly. We need to talk this out calmly. Only then did I look up at her. She was wearing a piece of black, sexy lingerie. The fabric so sheer it was almost transparent, shimmering seductively in the moonlight. It was a gift I had given her for the trip, one she had refused to wear, calling it too revealing. I never thought she'd actually bring it. Like what you see? She tilted her head slightly, a tempting smile playing on her lips. I stubbed out my cigarette, stood up, and walked past her toward the room. Put some clothes on. We're talking about the divorce. Noah. She chased after me, grabbing my wrist. What do you want from me? You know how much I love you. I don't want a divorce. I stopped and turned to face her, looking directly into her eyes. You don't want a divorce? It's simple. Fire Leo immediately and promise to never have any contact with him again. Can you do that? The expression on her face froze. She let go of my hand and took a step back. Just because he's my assistant? You want me to fire someone who is crucial to the company? Crucial? I laughed coldly. In the 6 months he's been with the company, he hasn't completed a single project on his own. He's only kept his job by hovering around you. Anna, you're not an idiot. You're an adult. Stop pretending you don't understand. Her cheeks flushed with anger. You're being so petty. He's a diligent and responsible employee. This MA deal wouldn't be possible without him. It would absolutely be possible without him. I cut her off bluntly. But you chose to let him invade every corner of our lives. You brought him on our anniversary trip. He sits at the next table during our dinner dates. And now, you're even defending him during a conversation we're having by our bed. Anna's chest heaved, the black lingerie rising and falling with her breaths, casting alluring shadows in the moonlight. In the past, I would have already pulled her into my arms. But now all I felt was a profound exhaustion. You don't understand, she tried to explain again. This is just how work is. I need his assistance. My voice rose. Anna, I'm not negotiating with you. Either he goes or we're finished. There is no third option. Her eyes widened, as if she couldn't believe I was being so firm. Suddenly, the shrill ring of a cell phone shattered the stalemate. Anna walked quickly to the nightstand. After a glance at the caller ID, she became visibly nervous. I didn't need to guess to know it was Leo calling at this hour. As soon as she answered, her expression shifted from concern to alarm. What? You fell? Is it serious? Okay, I'm coming right over. Hanging up, she hastily grabbed a jacket and started for the door, not even bothering to change out of the lingerie. Anna, my voice was terrifyingly calm. If you walk out that door today, this divorce is happening. Her hand was already on the doorknob. She froze. Time seemed to stand still. I could hear my own heartbeat. 3 seconds. 5 seconds. She turned her head, her eyes holding a strange expression I had never seen before. Noah, don't be like this, her voice was pleading. Leo is really hurt. When not at home, he's all alone with no one to take care of him. So what? I stood up straight. The hotel has a doctor. It has staff. You can even call an ambulance. He's not a 3-year-old. and you're not his mother, Anna. But he got hurt because he was working overtime for me. Anna, I interrupted. Right now. Choose. Her lips trembled, and a flicker of an emotion I couldn't decipher crossed her eyes. Finally, she took a deep breath. I'm sorry. I'll be back soon. The night wind blew away my last shred of hesitation. I took out my phone and dialed a number. Mr. Peterson, about the divorce papers. Let's discuss the details when I get back to the States tomorrow. Anna didn't come back that night. At 4 a.m, my phone vibrated. I opened Facebook and saw a new post from Leo. The photo showed him sitting on a lounge chair on a hotel terrace, a bandage wrapped around his knee, a glass of champagne in his hand. Anna was standing right behind him, leaning in close to his shoulder, smiling brilliantly. The caption read, "In a foreign land, so grateful to have you by my side." I closed Facebook and immediately booked the earliest flight back home. As I was boarding, a message from an unknown number came through with a video attached. In the video, a man and a woman were tangled together on a bed, kissing passionately. Though their faces were blurry, I recognized the woman instantly. I turned off my phone. When the plane landed, I switched it back onto a flood of over a dozen missed calls and messages, all from Anna. I was about to turn it off again when her call came through. Noah. Her voice was thick with anger. Where are you? Why did you suddenly fly back? Suddenly, my tone was flat. I thought I made my intentions perfectly clear. Just because I want to check on Leo last night, you just abandoned me? Her voice turned shrill. Do you have any idea how worried I was, all alone in that hotel? I laughed with biting sarcasm. You and Leo seem to be having a great time. You even posted on Facebook. I'm surprised you had any time to worry about me. There was a moment of silence on the other end, followed by her slightly guilty voice. He posted that? The picture came out quite nice. I'm sure it did, I said coldly. Noah, do you have to be so sarcastic? Leo fell and hurt himself last night. I was just helping him with his injury. As his boss and his friend, I have an obligation to look after him. My patience was completely gone. Don't treat me like an idiot, Anna. You're being ridiculous. There is nothing going on between me and Leo. You're just being petty and twisting things into something sordid. You know perfectly well whether there's anything going on or not. Just wait for my lawyer's call. Noah, her voice finally held a note of panic. Are you really going to divorce me over something so small? It's only small to you. For me, it's a line that's been crossed. I could hear her ragged breathing on the other end, as if she wanted to say more, but I didn't give her the chance. I hung up. The next day, as if to provoke me, Anna started posting frequently on Facebook. Sometimes it was a picture of her and Leo having dinner at a restaurant. Other times, she'd show off a gift she'd received with a vague, suggestive caption. Thanks for the surprise from a certain someone. Makes all the hard work worth it. I scrolled past them without expression and sent her the divorce agreement with the assets already divided. Soon my phone rang. Noah, what is this? Do you really think I can't live without you? I couldn't be bothered to argue. I hung up and blocked her number. 7 days later, on a stormy night, I was at a friend's place when another video came from an unknown number. In it, Leo was wearing my silk pajamas, holding a glass of red wine, and looking up at the huge wedding portrait of Anna and me with a mocking sneer. On the bed was the lingerie I had bought for Anna, thrown about in a messy heap. A fire ignited in my gut. We weren't even divorced yet, and he was already in my house, acting like he owned the place. It was too much. Half an hour later, soaked to the bone, I pushed open the door to my home. The lights were dim, the flickering candlelight illuminating two figures. Leo was clinking a wine glass with Anna. When he saw me, he stood up with feigned surprise. Mr. Miller, you're back. I'm so sorry. My clothes got soaked in the rain. Anna was worried I'd catch a cold and kindly lent me your pajamas. My eyes shot to Anna. She sat at the dining table, her makeup perfect, but her eyes were as cold as ice, as if I were just an intruder at their private dinner. Why didn't you say you were coming back? Her tone was indifferent, without a hint of concern. I clenched my fists, suppressing my rage. This is my house. Do I need to make an appointment to come home? Leo immediately chimed in, his voice laced with deliberate hurt. Mr. Miller, please don't misunderstand. I was just here to drop off some files for Anna. I didn't expect the storm to be so bad. I had reached my limit. You drop off files wearing my pajamas and having a candlelight dinner? Get out. Leo took a half step back, putting on a frightened act, his eyes even welling up slightly. I'm sorry, it's all my fault. I'll change right now. He started unbuttoning his shirt, but his movements were intentionally slow as he snuck glances at Anna. As expected, Anna shot up from her chair and stood in front of him. Noah, that's enough. Leo is my guest. What right do you have to treat him like this? A guest? I snorted. Fine. If he's not leaving, I will. I turned and walked toward the bedroom, grabbing a few sets of clothes and stuffing them into a backpack. Anna started to get up to stop me, but Leo tugged on her sleeve, and she sat back down. As I passed the study, I pushed the door open to get my mother's photograph, only to find the frame smashed on the floor. The glass was shattered, and there was a large footprint on the photo itself. My blood ran cold. Who did this? My voice was low, barely containing the eruption of fury. Leo had followed me, and he sidled up with a fake expression of concern. Mr. Miller, I'm so sorry. I accidentally knocked the frame over when I was getting out of the shower. I could buy you a new one. Accidentally? I turned slowly, staring at his deceitful face. Did you accidentally knock it over, or did you deliberately step on it? His expression faltered for a split second before he put on that pathetic look again. I really didn't mean to. Please don't be angry. Anna rushed in, frowning. Noah, Leo already apologized. What more do you want? It's just a picture of your mom. We can get it reprinted and framed tomorrow. He said it was an accident. Do you have to be so aggressive? Her words were the spark that lit the fuse of my suppressed rage. I lunged forward, grabbing Leo by the collar and slamming him against the wall. Who the hell do you think you are? Touching my mother's picture. A flash of panic crossed Leo's eyes, but he quickly squeezed out a few tears. Mr. Miller, I really didn't mean it. Anna rushed over, pulling at my arm. Noah, are you crazy? Let him go. I ignored her, grabbing a handful of Leo's hair and smashing his head against the wall. After a dull thud, his forehead instantly swelled up and blood started trickling from his nose. Noah, stop it! Anna screamed, desperately trying to pull me away. Leo finally dropped his act, his face contorted in a vicious glare, but his voice was still dripping with that manipulative tone. Mr. Miller, you're going to make Anna very sad if you keep this up. Sad. I slammed his head against the wall again. I don't give a damn if she's sad. Anna lunged at him, hugging him tightly, and then spun around to roar at me. Noah, you're completely insane. We're done. We'll get divorced tomorrow. I slapped her hard across the face. Anna, this isn't something a divorce can fix. You can trample on my feelings, but you don't get to disrespect my mother. If I don't destroy you two tonight, I'll see you both in hell. Leo's face was smeared with blood. He was curled up on the floor like a crushed insect, still trying to groan pitifully. Mr. Miller, I really know I was wrong. I let out a cold laugh and kicked him hard in the ribs. A distinct cracking sound echoed in the room, followed by his agonized scream. He couldn't pretend anymore. His face twisted in a mask of pain as he cursed. You're a fucking lunatic. Anna, help me. Anna scrambled over and tried to bite my arm. I sidestepped her and slapped her again, sending her sprawling to the floor. Blood trickled from the corner of her mouth, and her perfectly styled hair was matted to her face. She looked like a pathetic stray dog. Noah, if you touch him again, I'll have my father deal with you, she shrieked, fumbling for her phone. I looked at her, and a memory flashed before my eyes. We first met by the lake on our college campus. Anna was wearing a simple white t-shirt and jeans, struggling with a teetering stack of books as she hurried to the library. I was just coming back from the basketball court. As I passed her, her books scattered all over the ground with a loud crash. Sorry, she said, crouching down to pick them up. When she looked up, the evening breeze tousled her long hair, and the glow from a lamppost caught in her eyes, making them sparkle like scattered stars. I froze for a moment, then knelt to help her. My fingertips accidentally brushed the back of her hand. She paused, then smiled, a small dimple appearing at the corner of her mouth. It was adorable. You know a Miller from the business school, right? My roommate talks about you all the time. And you? I asked, compelled by something I couldn't explain. She blinked, her smile deepening. Me? I haven't started talking about you yet. But who knows about the future? After that chance encounter, we started talking more and more. She became the only girl I would stay up all night studying with, the only one who would dare to run onto the court in the middle of a game, in front of everyone, to hand me a water bottle and wipe the sweat from my brow. She would always declare, "He's my boyfriend. I'll spoil him however I want." And so, we fell in love. It was a passionate public love. After graduation, I gave up a job offer back home to work for her family's company. Her parents didn't approve of me at first. Not until I became the top salesman for 2 years straight, doubling the company's revenue. Only then did they start to come around. On our wedding day, Anna threw herself into my arms, laughing through her tears. I gently kissed them away. I thought we would love each other for a lifetime, growing old together. I never imagined that everything would quietly change after Leo joined the company as Anna's assistant. They were inseparable, spending more and more time together. At first, I didn't think much of it, not until Anna started taking frequent, unexplained business trips and staying out all night. The rumors at the office started to get louder, and I became wary. I tried to talk to her, but every time I brought up Leo, she would get defensive. Leo is my assistant. What's wrong with us being together all the time? We've been in love for so many years. I've given you everything. Is there no trust between us? Noah, you disappoint me so much. The old Anna had eyes only for me. Now, those same eyes were filled with nothing but disgust and anger. The more I thought about it, the colder my heart became. Ignoring Anna's threats, I stepped on Leo's wrist and ground my heel into it. With a sickening crunch, his eyes bulged, and an inhuman scream tore from his throat. Anna finally got through on her phone, crying and screaming for her parents to come and bring people. The arrogant confidence was gone from her voice, replaced by hysterical panic. Less than 20 minutes later, the sound of frantic footsteps echoed outside. Anna's father, Mr. Hayes, burst in with a group of relatives, a golf club in his hand. "You animal! Let go of my daughter!" Anna's mother rushed to her, hugging her tightly, her trembling fingers tracing the swollen marks on her daughter's face as tears streamed down her own. "My baby girl! How could he do this to you?" She shot a venomous glare at me. "Noah, you monster! It was the worst day of our lives when my daughter married you." Mr. Hayes's face was a mask of fury. He slammed the golf club on the floor, the impact echoing loudly. He pointed at me, his voice shaking with rage. "I told you from the beginning this kid was no good. Now look at him, showing his true colors. He actually dared to hit her." The relatives behind him immediately chimed in, their voices a chorus of condemnation. "He's just a freeloader, and he has the nerve to be arrogant." And his aunt, her voice shrill, jabbed a finger with a bright red nail almost at my nose. "If it wasn't for our kindness, you never would have gotten a job at the company, you ungrateful snake." Her cousin, Kyle, sneered and deliberately shouldered me aside as he knelt to help Leo up. Leo leaned against him, coughing weakly, blood still smeared on his lips. But his eyes darted toward me, a flicker of triumph in them. Seeing this, Anna broke free from her mother's embrace and rushed to Leo, cupping his face in her hands. Her voice choked with sobs. "Leo, are you okay? I'm calling an ambulance right now." She turned to me and screamed, "Noah, you're going to jail for this." The room descended into chaos, a cacophony of curses and cries. I stood in a corner, a cold observer, as if this whole circus had nothing to do with me. Seeing my silence, Anna's mother thought I was admitting guilt, and her tirade intensified. "Nothing to say for yourself now? You were pretty tough when you were hitting them, weren't you? Let me tell you, you will sign the divorce papers on our terms. The house, the cars, everything goes to Anna. You leave with nothing. And tomorrow, you're fired. Get out of the company." Her aunt added, her hands on her hips. "That's right. And he has to pay for Anna's emotional distress." I finally spoke, a cold smile on my face. "Why don't you ask them why I did it?" Everyone froze. The room fell silent.